There we go. Don't. I do not hear him rage storming in about it. Let's see. Whoop. I was literally about to put it on the loading screen, but whatever. Because I want to see if this was good enough. But that works. Yay. Also, GiftBot's now open, so let me actually do that. Because that kind of should happen. Yeah, I did these during the couple weeks I took a break back in January. So I basically just messed around and did a few things. Thank you! I actually didn't realize I had a watercolor brush in there, and then I was just like, oh, I could play around with that. Cool. And basically use the colors that I have for the emotes so I can tie in everything a little bit better. Alright, so... Alright. That's the only thing I have open. Let's close that. And we should be all set. Yay! Other than incurring Greenleaf's anger about snack cheese, which, funny enough, I had Cheez-Its in lieu of food for lunch and had some coffee, which is probably not the best food numbing options. But it's not the worst thing I could have either. So, yeah. And it's like, I may be responsible for, like, a majority of that box being gone. Also, don't mind me. I'm just getting the edge of this thing here. Alright, wipe that through here, maybe. Also, my nose is... Why are we sniffling now? You were not sniffling the entire day, and now that you're starting sniffling. Cool. Thanks. Ugh. Alright, let's just tie this. Alright. Alright, let's leave that here. Hopefully I do not lose that. I'm just gonna switch scenes to down here. Ta-da! And... let's see. This is the stuff I had put on the Discord the other day, but I just ripped it out because I was just like, you know what, I could just do it again. Ugh, that's better. But now my ears are stuffy. Oh, wee little Frameloom, which I forget if this is 8x6 or 7x5, but yeah, this is the one that Plain and Practical gave me when I bought the 2-yard Nitty Naughty, which I very much love that thing. Very much useful. It has been a while since I last attempted anything on here. I think, let's see, I think if you, also, it would help if I put this in here. There it is. Which, this is the thing that comes with the, what's its face, the polyfill. Let's see. Come on. Chunky yarn. But I don't have enough right now. But I haven't... Yeah. Yeah, I just want to see how it goes. Let's see. Let's go here. I need to remind myself, instead of going straight across, I need to go, like, diagonally. See if that helps with tension on this thing. Oh, it's arguable I should leave space. When I was undoing this, I didn't realize that because this is Corrydale, it was gonna get stuck to the stuff I have here. Which thankfully it was not terribly much, but it was still a pain. So I was like, why is this stuck? Why are you coming off? What is this? Come on. Oh, so I've signed up for Sock Madness, got the confirmation email, so I guess we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm just like, I'm not sure. I want to be terribly much in it this year. Like, try to not be as competitive about it. That's very much how I am, so we'll see how that goes. I was like, let's just be chill about this, and it's like, you sure? Also, why is that? There we go. And also, let's empty this damn jar. There we go. Jar is empty. I have not used this the other way, given this is like the second time I think I've weaved on here. This first square did not come out like the best thing ever, but it wasn't like terribly misshapen, so not bad. Okay, that didn't... a little bit. Not too much. But yeah, that is definitely mood on having too many projects. I have the shawl I still haven't touched. Commission socks. I have yarn I still need to ply. Because as I figured, I ran out of... Uh-oh. Yeah, right there. Right there. Let's try that again. I went the wrong way. I was like, wait, this should not be there. Bams! Hello! How are you? How goes things? Oh, right here is where the problem is. I am here playing around with my Frameloom, which I do not give as much attention as I should. Just so I see how it goes. Let's see. I think that a little bit up there. But I do hope your Thursday's going as left on the first. How much left? Oh, so you can do it. If you have enough time to sit and dedicate to that. Okay, why the... Yeah. Then why does this look weird? Why are we like this? I think it might be because the last row was wrong. Partially, that's why that looks weird. Cool. Great. That didn't take long. Why? If it wasn't for the fact that there's not a ton of space, I would have the thing to be able to lift and... lift the warp and all that. Uh-oh. Why? We didn't get far, so it's fine. Better I notice now than notice like 5 passes later. Alright, let's see. Yeah, so about... No. Let's see. Over, under, over, under, over. Okay, then why do you look weird? Yeah. Over, under. Okay, and what the hell's happening here? It is not that difficult. I don't know why we're being a weirdo about this. Alright, let's get you to... Hi, don't do that. Also, for anybody wondering, the shuttle didn't come with it, which you can kind of tell just because the colors are different on the wood. But yeah, I just got this off of Amazon for like $5. It just happens to work perfectly for this size. Over, under, over. Over, under, over, under, over. Under, over, under, over. Under. Okay. That's where we go. Incorrect. Alright, cool. Whee! Alright. Yeah, arguably this is kind of what this is, and arguably I could just get one of those. Okay, let's get this off there. Okay, that's better. Okay, we should be cool. I think. Okay, yeah. Does not look weird now. Is this gonna be... No, this is like my second time ever weaving anything, so it's honestly just me getting out the logistics and stuff. Although I do have like a larger like Frameloom, but I have no idea how I'm gonna fit it onto my current stream makeshift setup, so that's why I'm just like, let's do this instead. Because I have not had time to you know, figure out how to set up, which it shouldn't be that difficult. We will see. And very much agreed. I do hope you have the stuff you want to get done. But yeah, this is definitely learning for fun. Mm-hmm. Yes, you said that before. Oh, okay. Hold on, I need to go ask a question. Give me a second. Hold on, be right back. I'll have to do a thing. Need to find all that. Joy. Why is it? Now I'm set to do things. This happens.
Come let me write it down. That's right.
Hold on, I'm turning on this thing off.
The account number. And she
I
said,
know, my
and the card.
I know.
I want to put the card in the envelope.
Mm-hmm.
All right, give me a minute. Let me just strip off the money on it.
Mm-hmm.
Secure and password. Is that so?
I highly doubt Mom needs that, but whatever.
Well, that's good.
Alright, that's done. And I apparently closed chat because I'm dumb. I was trying to open something else and I closed the chat. Hopefully I did not miss anything. Although, if worse, I could just check the bot. I'm gonna probably need to check my setup because I have to move. I have to move my makeshift table here, which always makes it weird when it comes to the camera view. Oh, actually that doesn't look half bad. Never mind. That works out for me. Ta-da! Back. Sorry about that. And then losing when I need it. Yeah! I needed my mom to go do something. She happens to be going where I needed to go, so I had to go write down my information. Alright, so let's get back into this. Also, let's stop moving that. I have not tried getting into like any sort of patterns, but I do want to eventually see about weaving some plaid, but I think I'm gonna save that for the loom that Liz sent me. So that would probably be a bit better of an idea. Which, speaking of looms and stuff, I saw apparently you can have like a handlebar. Girl November was talking about it because she got a loom to replace the other loom. But the male people apparently decided that, you know, getting it to show up safe and sound was not a priority, apparently. But yeah, replacement for loom is apparently doing well. So that very much helps. I was just like, jeez. It's like a good thing that's not glass or anything, or else that would have been like smashed to bits. So the fact that that was wood and that got chunked up like that, but it's probably, you know, given $20 loom, it's not like very sturdy wood, so I think I'm gonna let the warp show through this time around, because the first one I literally just smushed it all the way down so you could not see the warp. That was, yeah. Like, I suspect maybe like sorting machine issue or something caused it to get munched down like that. But yeah. I would have been pissed if that were me, so I do not blame her on that regard. It's like, hey, I'm just going to get this thing so I can try out stuff, and it's absolutely destroyed. Great. Okay, let's turn that a little bit. Trying to be gentle and not pull too hard on the edges. So I want to see if I can keep the edges as straight as I can get them. Although, arguably, again, second time ever doing this, so it doesn't have to be perfect, but very much would prefer it to be at least improvement. And patience for, yeah, I gathered as much. Given this is like my least implemented craft, I know I'm not going to be perfect out the gate. And nor would I expect myself to be. So, just gotta be patient, is all. Also, I literally spent a good 15 minutes looking for my glasses before I got on here, because I could not find them for the life of me. And it's like, I lifted something up, it's like, oh, there are my glasses. Are just difficult. Yeah. Yeah, I remember you saying stuff about that, so... Yeah, I'm basically trying to be patient and see. Not enough tension, yeah. Because you can't adjust the tension because however much you did when you warped it on there that's all you're gonna get. And you can't adjust. Which is annoying. But it be what it be. But yeah, I was looking for my glasses before I got started because I was just like, oh, where are my glasses? Where's the needle? Which I forgot this needle was attached to the end of this yarn because I use it to put the yarn through the holes on top of here because these things have holes. So that was like a good 15 minutes. I felt like Velma from Scooby-Doo because it's just like, hi, where are they? Hold on. Bear back. Again. Whee! Back again. I swear, my mother has a key. I don't know why she always needs me to lock the goddamn door. Ugh. Anyway. And no, she has the house key on her, so... Whatever. Oh, also... Are you kidding me? Who the fuck's calling me now? Why? Hold on. That was my dad calling to see if I'd lock the door. And I'm just like, Mom literally just called me to lock the door. And it's just like, come on. I wish it was scam likely. That would have been the better alternative. I could have hung up and not paid attention. Ugh. A piece of fabric or paper over the side so the yarn doesn't catch. Catch where? Also, that reminds me, because it preempted the headphones, that means this is connected to both the laptop and my phone, so let me just disconnect my phone to the Bluetooth so it stops doing that. The pins on the sides. Maybe. Hold on, my brain is not parsing and trying to do that at the same time. Give me a second. Alright, that's done. Okay, pins on the side. Let me read that again so my brain will actually understand. I don't know what's with me today. I've had coffee. My braid should not be having this much of an issue. So I'm guessing you're saying like right here or something? More coffee. Yeah, I only have 1 cup. So I'm not, absolutely bouncing off the walls. Plus I think this one had a little too much sugar, so that might not be helping either. Oh, the short side of the edge where your catch is when you do a pick. Oh, here! Okay. Because when I think sides, I'm thinking about these sides, not this. That is probably a good idea. Let's see. Fabric or paper? Do I have any fabric on me? But yes, thank you for mentioning, because I was just like, what? Camping percolator. Ooh. The coffee. Yeah. We have a percolator hanging out in our kitchen, I'm pretty sure, under our sink. And it actually makes good coffee. That was before I drink coffee. And that's fair. Let's see. I think I have fabric around, but... I'll probably go search for it on the... Yeah, it's interesting to see how they make coffee. It's definitely different. But of course, more than half the time I tend to use, instant, so it's like it literally doesn't matter. It's kind of like a coffee fountain, arguably. It's probably going to take me a while to find my fabric, so I'm probably going to look for it during the break and just deal with this right now. Hopefully this should be fun. Okay, I see it bunching in a little bit, but it's not terrible. Like, it was arguably a bit worse. Because this is something I had sitting on the loom for probably, I'd say, a month or two. Probably more than that, because I had it sitting in my room. Come on. Yeah, I'm like, wait, yeah. Come on. Nope. How about we don't do that and say we did? There it is. Oh yeah, I think I was about to mention stuff I have made changes to, but this is like the sub wheel, so pretty much does not involve everybody. But I took off extra sub squares for the moment. I've been meaning to do that. And mildly downgraded the points available for like as an options on the sub wheel. So instead of 100, 500, and 1,000, it's 100, 300, 500. And that's mainly so, I could possibly help curb inflation just a wee bit and see how that goes. And also, I'm guessing because I saw PayPal was like, hey, you just spent such and such money. I had ordered a couple of things off Amazon. So I'm guessing the postcards must have shipped. I bought some watercolor postcards Janeway had mentioned. And I think I'm going to be doing that as a possible sub-perk. I just need to buy a few more stamps. I have stamps, but I'll definitely need to buy some more stamps. Preemptively. Just to make sure I don't run out immediately. Which, speaking of watercolor postcards, I figured that'd be fun. Also, I'm thinking maybe when it comes to Ko-fi, I might add that as a thing on another tier, because I have one membership tier, like basic membership tier, that's equivalent to like a Twitch sub, and the amount, and it's basically behind the scenes stuff and things. I think anybody who tips, I think, should be able to see those posts too, so anybody who's tipped ever should be able to see them too. So I'm slowly trying to expand that and see what happens. Amongst other things. Alright. Also, I think my brain kind of went off track with the handlebar also. Discord, what do you want? Oh, okay. Not important. Alright, so... yeah, that is not anything pressing. Yeah, girl, remember I'd mentioned pedal bar thing, which it would not work for this because this is way too small, so I'm kind of fine with it as is. But I'm thinking the larger loom that might work with. Although I think you gave me those stick things that I could do that with. I think instead in lieu of that. Because I looked up the handlebars, and the smallest I was seeing was like 14-inch to buy it by itself. And given it's like 10, things like 10 inches, it feels a little bit large. Also, I'm not hearing the washing machine, so I'm probably gonna, once break happens, gonna have to shove clothes in the dryer. Yay! I forgot to mention I had clothes in the wash. Which, this is partially why my be right back screen is like, hey, if I have an interruption, is it likely laundry or people? Because that's usually the case here. Either somebody wants something, or it's laundry. Although I feel like it's majority, someone wants something, and chooses the worst time to ask me for it. Because of course they do. There it is. Yeah, it's still tensioning in a little bit, but it's not bad. Whee. Come on. Don't do that. Ooh, no, don't do that. Okay, so I'm almost out of what's here on this shuttle here. Do. I was not expecting to go through this bit as quickly as I have. I figured I'd be going a little bit slower even though I'm not, you know, doing a pattern. I'm half wondering, like, down the line, if I get any good at this, if I could, like, weave some dish towels using the dishy cotton yarn, maybe. Like, maybe making some plaid, because I'm a sucker for plaid. If we haven't established that by now. That and purple. Come on. There it is. I love I said I'm a sucker for both of those, and it's like, I'm wearing neither. Neither purple nor plaid. This is more out of this is the first thing I grabbed, so I'm like, whatever. But yeah, I could definitely see it like cinching in a little bit, but again, trying not to panic about it. Yeah, I definitely might get something to cap off these sides temporarily, so it stops getting caught in there. Come on. Da, 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 da. Alright, it's probably gonna be this last bit after there. Also, I kind of like this better with the warp peeking through here. Gives it a bit more character to it. Yeah, probably gonna be better if I use this. This is the one needle that came with it, but I definitely like the shuttle more. It makes it a little bit easier to have larger amounts of yarn at a time. Because after a while with the wood needle, which, if you can't tell, I accidentally broke the absolute tip off of this. Hence why it's squared off like that. But luckily it doesn't really catch on anything, so it's fine. Alright. Alright, yeah. I'll definitely be... good enough. Whee. Okay, that's more than halfway through. And we're at what with the time? Oh, I'm not even 15 minutes in. Despite all the interruptions, I'm just like halfway through this. That's hilarious. Never mind, I did something wrong. It's like, why does this look weird? I should not be looking like this. Oops. Alright, so that's happening. Yeah, about here. Apparently didn't go the way I was supposed to. And Okay, what did that itch? Alright, now we should be good. Do 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 do. Alright, I think. Oh wow, yeah, it's really cinching up this side. You see it here, it's like mostly fine. But over here, it's like really cinching in. Cool. Whatever. I think those last couple of rows I was tugging a little bit harder and did not notice. Alright, so, and then up that through here. Bing. Because if you're gonna change things on here, I think that's what you're supposed to do. Like the tail end hanging out there. Then, let's see. Use this, although I have another bit I had hanging out here. Okay. Saw it somewhere. Where'd you go? There it is. Okay, that's not much. This is the same stuff I warped the loom with, so it's gonna be an interesting contrast to it. This might fill up the rest of this, maybe. Alright. Or I might end up using that bit of blue. Alright, so over, under. Also, I realized my brain went mildly into focus mode and I have not been chatting terribly much. Oops. My bad. Try to remember while I'm screaming that I should, actually be saying things in words. It's kind of what I'm here for, mildly. Well, not the sole reason, but a good chunk. To actually say words. And engage in conversation. Uh-oh. Did I? Yes. Oh, for fuck's sake. Why? Did it wrong. Why? Why? Alright, so under. So, yeah. Over. Under. Okay, yeah. That was my bad. Oh well. Alright, so then... Alright, and then right here is where that would be. I'll let that little bit hang off the edge. Very much a cool thing I saw. I was looking on Pinterest, which I need to organize my Pinterest a wee bit again. Although I didn't finish organizing it the first time. But I saw someone done something like this and they put little like French knots on there. And it was really cool. I kind of want to play around with that idea, maybe. Because that I have an idea on how to do. Even though, what is it? Cross stitch is not like my thing of choice because most weaving things are not within my sphere of things I do. But I have used that stitch for, what is it? Keychains. Those donut keychains. It's a nice stitch, mildly frustrating at first, but I do like French knots. So I might play around with that. The hell? That might be next door. But I heard a sound like something scraping outside, and I'm like, nah, it's probably next door. But I doubt that was loud enough to pick up on the mic, at least not to my knowledge. Come on. And alright, just a couple more minutes. So, this first break might be longer than the usual 10 minutes, because A, clothes need to get shoved in the dryer, and B, I have some plates to wash in the sink as well, so that's gonna be probably close to like 15, maybe. Could possibly add some stretching along with that. We'll see. I really hate when they decide, hey, let's just do laundry while I'm doing this at the same time. I mean, yes, I can arguably pause the stream, but I hate having to do that when it's not a necessity. Like, yeah, could have done it later or earlier. You had ample time before 12. Come on. And also I realize there are worse things. It's just mildly irritating when they do that. Come on. There it is. Whee. Alright, and given how fast this can go, I might switch to spindle spinning. I don't know. Maybe. Okay, I'm pretty much majority done. And this is bothering me to no end, but... it's fine. Everything's fine. I think, yeah. Oh, let's not drop that. And I have no clue how Sock Madness is gonna go this year. I really hope I don't get an annoying pattern for the qualifier. Because last year's it was just like, why? What is this? Because it felt a little bit harder than it should be for a qualifier, but yeah. Which I have not been wearing those socks terribly much, but that's mainly because I feel like the tweed from the Knit Picks yarn, like the tweed sheds, which I'm not sure if that's like just a common element of tweed yarn in general. It possibly could be. But it's like I've noticed it like sheds whenever I wear it, and I tend to live in my hand knit socks, so I very much do not want to have to deal with that on a common basis. Which it is a shame, because I very much like tweed yarn. But it's not something that I enjoy having to worry about the tweed shedding on the carpet. Like if this were like, say, wood floor, probably wouldn't be that bad to sweep it up, but it means I'll have to vacuum a little bit, which I probably should vacuum off this floor a little bit. And also, yeah, break time, so I'll be back in about 15 minutes, so I'll take care of laundry and such. Totally feel free to play with the drop or the Plinko game on the Be Right Back stream. Alright, so... So this is the first one I did, because I was trying to see how this goes. Which I did do a hem stitch on, I think this side. Sorry, just switched back. There's no Plinko on this screen. Hi, Savvy. Also, I'm thinking of possibly just sewing these together. Like making a couple and like sewing them together. And see how that goes. So instead of like a genuine mug rug, basically have like a larger one. I'm just pondering things. Thank you for that follow. Hello, hello. Mostly not bad. Day has been chill so far. Not been up terribly much. I literally spent a good chunk of the time taking off what I had on here. Because I decided I'm gonna play around with this today, so took me a bit. Also was mending a sock before that until I realized I'm gonna probably need time to take off all the weaving off the work. Also, I meant to get fabric, didn't I? To cover these sides. Oops. But yes, I very much appreciate that follow. Welcome to the channel. Hope you enjoy hanging out here. I am very much in doob at the weaving. Like, this is maybe my second, if not third time ever weaving on this Frameloom here. So, definitely be patient. definitely still in the figuring things out stage of things. Probably would sit here, chat, and have a good time as I figure out what the hell I'm doing. And if you happen to do any sort of crafting, totally feel free to talk with us about it if you'd like. I can also introduce myself, Serena Variety Caster of Way Too Many Things. Those things including typically knitting, crocheting, spinning. Very rare occasion today, weaving, chainmail, digital traditional art, and sometimes games. But usually along the lines of, say, Stardew, Lego Star Wars, Hades at times, and stuff like that. Which, arguably, genre-wise, that's a bit of a menagerie of things, but yeah. That's typically what I'm up to. And fair. I have commissioned socks, and I'm just like, I did work on them yesterday, and then I switched to chainmail because I needed to work on getting those stitch markers, which those were the pictures I put in the Discord last night? Yeah, last night, I think. And get those bundles done with. Thank you. I was playing around with colors, and it's just like, I like these a lot. I suspect the rainbow one might go quickly if I get enough eyes on that one. But I also like the pastel one too. Which I was like, are those really pastel? And it's like, I compared it to the other colors, and I was like, yeah, those are definitely a lot less saturated. I just need to figure out what to name them. Naming them is hard. But we'll see. That and take pictures of them. Which, that'll probably be tomorrow, because, you know, at this point the lighting's going to start to get weird, so by the time stream's over, it's probably not going to be optimal lighting, which is a pain. Which is why I kind of hate this time of year. Although it's starting to stay bright a little bit later, so there's that at least. Alright. So let's put this here. Alright, so I definitely usually enjoy making those because they typically are not like anything that take long. Like I managed to make those sets in like about 2 hours, but that's in part because I was sitting there rewatching some stuff on YouTube as background. Also, it's starting to get close in here, so I'm definitely gonna have to very soon start resorting to using the wooden needle instead of this. In fact, this might be the last row I can get through on this thing. Because, you know, not a ton of space between this end. Makeshift bar, which I do not know what the word for that is right now off the top of my head. Alright, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yep. I was like, nope, I was about to be wrong, wasn't I? Makeshift bar. Yeah, probably. One of those two. Yeah, my weaving vocabulary is like minimal at best. So that's gonna be one of those things I'm definitely gonna need to be learning up on. Eventually. But you know, only so many hours in the day, so yeah. Alright. Come on. There it is. Do. Ah, no. Why? Come back. I pulled off the end that was there. Because I was lazy and didn't feel like knotting it. Come on. Just get back on here. And we won't have any problems. Okay? So, once I get as close as I want, I'm gonna probably do a bit of a hem stitch. Although, it's been a while since I did the hem stitch on this one. Which you can see, I mashed it down all the way down, so it's like very, very compact in comparison to this. But yeah, I remember a hem stitch not being that difficult. I just don't remember how it goes off the top of my head. It's not something I typically do. Come on. There it is. Do. Come on. Yeah, you know what? I am just gonna tie a knot around you and call it a day so this stops happening. Although the one positive of having to go downstairs for the laundry, I got to check on my socks. Because I'm basically starting the whole giant hand knit wash. Which, that's basically just my socks, really. Because I usually don't have to wash my shawls, although I should probably do that. That's just, I don't wear my shawls as often because I haven't been outside, but it honestly couldn't hurt to wash them every so often. I usually just hand wash them and let them hang out to dry near a window. So the sun will help out the drying process a little bit. Which they're almost dry, so if not today, probably tomorrow I'm just gonna do some more washing, which that is the downside of having, you know, an ever-growing collection of hand knit socks, because they're pretty much all I wear. until a wee bit more. Maybe. Yeah, a couple more rows and then I'll... Although I'm pretty sure rows is probably not the correct term about this, but whatever. Okay, yeah, it's starting to cinch up a little bit over here too, but not as bad as this side. Because this side is definitely like getting to me more like an hourglass in the way it's just like puckering up and it's... Come on. Gently. Alright, it should still be able to get through. So, yeah, maybe this row, and then I will have to consult Google about how to hem stitch again. Alright. Let's see. Stay down. Yeah. Relatively close enough. Alright, so... Oh, I don't... That's fine enough. It's certainly a bit more blue, because I realize it definitely looks slightly yellow on camera, but this yarn is, like, certainly a lavender. Although, you know, this bit is, like, gray. With a tiny bit of purple in here, but... yeah, it was not gonna be perfect. Alright, so... hem stitch? Alright, that a hem stitch by hand. Wait, is it a hem stitch? I'm pretty sure that's the term. Yeah. Okay, I'm not insane. Cool. I was like, wait a minute, I'm pretty sure I know what the term is, at least for that. 'Cause I had to look this up already. Let's see. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Our favorite way of hem stitch, secure, blah blah, weaving your project. The tail of weft, about 3 times the width of the warp. Okay, how many ends are here? 4, 8, 11. So I guess groups of 2. Yeah, groups of 2 is probably best. Although 21, yeah. Let's see. Oh, that's supposed to be longer than this, so... do I have any? Okay. So that I can use... Let's... So I know I'm gonna come up short, and that's just fine. Also, I might not see chat for a moment, so just give me a sec while I figure this out here. Yeah, it's like do the thing. I guess. Do the thing. Oh, that's just gonna make it worse. Cool. I'm just gonna pull this back here. Do that there. Alright, and then loop this around here. Ah, why? Oh, because it was tugging on that. That's why. Great. Bundle it around. Okay, pick is what a row is. Okay. Let's see. Yes, wrap that around. And then wrap the yarn under entire bundle. Four ends to the left. And 3 rows down, I'm guessing right here. And then, stop that. I'm guessing I can take this out. Yeah. Three rows down. And I guess keep continuing that. Alright, I think I'm good. Alright, so 1, 2, 3. Uh-oh. Is that? Nope. Yeah, I don't think that's quite right. Uh-oh. Abort, abort! Alright, let's try it again. Yeah, so, yeah, wrap it around. Okay, go behind that. Yeah, I was like, that was looking weird. But yeah, go behind that. Oh, it says 4 rows and 3 picks away. So under here, I think. Maybe. Okay, it's not looking quite right, but meh. One, two, three. Which, if I remember correctly, I'm gonna have to do that this side too. Once I'm done here. Alright, yeah, that's not gonna make it all the way there, so let me pull a bit of this yarn. Also, where's the end? Hello? There. Whee. This feels a little bit thicker than this stuff. But given this was a while ago I've spun this stuff, like when I solely had my Turkish spindles, it makes sense. This might be the... not first. More like second or third thing I've ever spun. Also, there's like a knot on the end of this. It's driving me nuts. Yeah. Scissors. Yeah. There it is. Nope, just before the knot. So that should probably help make the bit more easy to manage. Which I am planning to respin some of the stuff because I had it sitting around for a while, but I figured I'd at least use some of the stuff that's already applied for weaving purposes. Because it was 8 ounces of the stuff I'd gotten. I don't know why. I was like, 8 ounces might not be a ton. And I was incorrect. 8 ounces is a lot to spin. Especially when you're new at spinning. Especially when it's something monotone like this. Like there's no color variation, no nothing. Which is very much unhelpful. Like some of it I didn't even ply yet, so that is something I'm gonna have to look at. Might try doing that once I am finished plying the silk merino blend. Which I'm done with the 4-ply part, but I ran out of yarn singles on 1 bobbin, so that's the rest of it I'm intending to be like a 3-ply. Also, let me check. What's the last bit down here? Okay. Instead of bringing the needle up through the fabric, you bring it through the loop and you're uncreated by the wrapping. Okay. Okay, so like so, instead of going like that. Okay. And then got the tail weaving into the fabric. It's not a long tail, so I'll leave it be in the moment. Also, this I'll need to weave in. But yeah, I think that's something I have to do on this side too, which is fine. And just cut a bit of yarn here. Do. I very much enjoy doing this in the fact that I'm learning a thing. Alright, so let's turn this way. Then basically I'm going to go in the opposite direction here. I think it's, yeah. Let's see, go like this. Let me double check. Sorry, I'm like not even looking at chat too much. Let's see. Okay, I'd appreciate if you would stop that. I'm thinking pulling this through. Oops. Fuck. Why? I was hoping that would not happen, but it did. Come on. Do your goddamn job, please. Although, arguably it's my fault. I probably should have made this a wee bit longer. But, oh well. And I'll deal with that later. As long as that's pretty much set, we should be fine. Yeah, it looks like... Nope. Also, Vamps, I forgot you wove. I think it's because we talk about you doing the knitting stuff more that I briefly forgot you do the weaving stuff too. One, two, three. Uh-oh, that's a little bit. Yeah. Do. Alright, and then. Basically, I'm gonna keep going like that until I hit the other side of this thing, which should not take me terribly long. Alright, almost there. A couple more wraparounds. Uh-oh, yeah. I was like, wait, that looks weird. Also, I very much would like it if that stops happening. I think I'm very much complicating things by doing it this way. Because I know typically I think people do this bit like before, you know, they're done. So I guess to avoid all this, but eh. Come on. And... oh, yeah, let me... come on. There it is. I was like, that should be happening. Alright, and last one. Whoops. I think... Alright, and then I'm gonna cut off these. Alright, and... Oop. I was just like, I better not have cut my headphones. I just nearly panicked for a second. But yeah, it's just the fact that they're magnetized. Why they were sticking to the thing. Alright. Forgot to deal with that side before I tied it off. Whoops. The rest of it should be fine, I think. I hope. And untie these knots. I mean, yes, I could cut it, but it's simple knots, so I don't feel the need to cut it at the moment, although arguably I probably will once I'm done with this. Come on. Alright. What'd I do with the needle? Here it is. There it is. There it is. Ta-da! Alright. Okay, I was like, did I somehow manage to pull stuff off? Alright. Let's see. Okay, this side pretty much blends in, but yeah. I guess pretty much done. Not the cleanest thing ever. And I'll need to weave in right here. Yay, we did a thing! Teddy, hello! Weaving. I am very much a noob. So I'm trying this out on the Frameloom again. Because the first time I did it, as you can see, I packed it pretty tight, and this time I'm letting the stuff I warped this thing with peek through a little bit, which I actually like that better. And it's a little bit stretchy because this stuff is... what is it? BFL and nylon mixed in. But yeah, learning new craft stuff. I'm thinking of like sewing a couple of these together and like making a slightly larger like mug rug sort of thing. I don't know. It'll be interesting. Alright, so now that we've got that covered, I'll weave in the ends like during break because that can take me long. I think I'm gonna warp this again, but this time with this. And might see about weaving with this, which basically all this is my hand spun. Although this stuff is not that even because again, this is like very much my earlier spinning. Oh, and apparently we're a little bit over, but it's fine. But yeah, How are you doing, Chatty? I know you were streaming earlier because I was there when you popped in the Girl Remember stream. How has the rest of your day been so far? And how about we squish that? Come on. I need you to go through here. That would be great. There. Alright. And then... let's see. I leave some room on the side, so... my motto this year is tired but good. I'm feeling a little bit weird. Wow. I can speak. I had coffee. I should be able to sentence. Feeling a little bit off, which... I have a feeling of what it is, and if that is what it is, that's gonna be a pain in the ass. Yeah, very much hoping I'm incorrect, but we'll see. Man, today has been relatively a chill day. Essentially, so far, I've been... what is it? Less off... yeah. Yeah. I figured you meant less, you're fine. I read typo. As I feel like it's a requirement for being on the internet to understand typos. Ah. How about we stop getting around things? So I'm not putting it through the little area up top on both sides. Because it allows it to be a little bit more slanted, plus I think this is how it's supposed to go on here. I don't know. I think as long as it's hold its tension, it arguably doesn't matter. I don't know. There it is. Oop. At least that was not the camera, but I hit the light with my hand. Whoops. I was thinking that, ooh, I have not tried illuminating. In part because, again, I don't need more crafts. Although I did try it when I was a kid and there was like I think they had like this plastic illuminating set in the dollar store. Minus the hook. If I still had those frames and with the hooks I actually have, it might have worked out better. But yeah, it didn't work out. I don't think there was really YouTube at that point, so there wasn't a place where I could visually see what's what, which is very much not helpful. Maybe, yeah, I think it might be, let's see. But thank you for the host. There's a second person who hosted me and this thing didn't go off, so I think, yeah. I think it might be, let's see. Refresh. And let's see. It should be on, because I haven't messed with anything. Okay, the follow's there, but none of the hosts are there. The host should be in the butt. This is very, very weird. Yeah, my hosts were working, I think, the last time, but I could be incorrect. Let's see. Streamlabs. But yeah, Streamlabs could be having a moment, and it could be broken. Because that is a thing that happens, but I haven't had that happen in a while, but they literally just updated the bot the other day, so that could be messing around with things. Yeah, new merch, go away. Recent events. Let's see. Come on. Okay, yeah, I can't even redo and see if it works. Let's see. I can retry and see if that follow has happened. Okay, I refreshed the thing in here. There it is. That happened, but the host... I don't think it's picking up hosts. That's really, really strange. The hell, Streamlabs? Yeah, hi! The alerts won't go through. Twitch. Twitch, why? But yeah, very much appreciate the host, even if Twitch won't do the thing like it's supposed to. Very much appreciate you. Also, there's a knot here. Yeah. Let's... Alright. Ta-da! Twitch is being... Yep, the usual. But there are worse things. At least everything else is working, so it's not the worst thing ever. Streamlabs, did it? That might be it. Also, Liz, can you tell me where that is? That might also be why. But it's not even picking it up, period, so... Yeah, I doubt that. I think it's just Twitch being a dumbass. So, yeah, that's fun. Oh, how about if we go on... There it is. And... do. Okay, I might need some more, so... I swear that sound is always disconcerting, even though I'm kind of used to it by now. I forgot the... No worries! Yeah, that comes up from time to time, so... That helps. In case you do forget the thing. But yeah, drop for the drop game. Streamlabs... Okay, so let me just check that now. Let's see. Streamlabs... Alert box... Down the page. Okay. Okay, no. It's still on 0 for me, so... Yeah, that's not it. It's just Twitch being broken. Okay. Thanks, though! So I was just like, I always make sure that's... Yeah, it's still 0 for me, so yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just... Twitch side might be broken. Because I think they've been fiddling around... with the API stuff anyway. So that might be what's doing it too. It's like, you can't leave well enough alone, can you, Twitch? But then you can't fix the actual problems that people are complaining about. I will not get on that soapbox, I swear. Also, Kayla, how you doing? Yay, salad! Also, yeah, I might need to pull a little bit more, so I think I'm just gonna take my break. I'm gonna get up and stretch, since this time I don't have to worry about laundry or anything for the moment, because I doubt the laundry is going to be dry yet. It's only been an hour, so I imagine during like the last hour or so I'm probably going to have to go and pause and check on that. Indeed, Plinko time. Where are we? So I did the stuff I put on here because it wasn't long enough. So let's try this again. Do, do, do. So hopefully this doesn't take long, and then I will get on to doing the weaving again. But yeah, it was a little bit too narrow for what I wanted, so I just took off the bit of warp I put on. Come on. Also, anybody new potentially lurking in or hanging out, wondering what I'm doing, I am just playing around and doing some weaving on Frameloom I've had hanging out here. This is like my second, if not third time ever doing some weaving, so not exactly an expert at this. So I'm doing this to pretty much learn and figure out the things and the stuff. Plus, it certainly is a nice way to use some of my handspun I don't have terribly much use for. Otherwise, at least like any immediate use for, so it certainly doesn't hurt. Also, I realized I could have double threaded this, but oh well. It's fine. Do 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 do. But anyone who is hanging out here, hopefully you'll enjoy the nice chill vibes, and very much I am a nice background to give you company, if that is the case. Do 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 do. Come on. This might actually be a little too long, but I'll take too long over too short, honestly. Which this stuff was a little bit springier than I expected, but given I did not set the twist on this, it certainly helps. This is pretty much 100% Corydale. So nothing with any nylon in it. Come on. Yeah, it's gonna be a little long, but that's fine. Welcome back! I'd ripped out what I put on here before, so I'm just quickly redoing that. Oops. How about if I flip that over? That'd be cool. Alright, one more and then... Oh, well, yeah, I could just go down here instead. Either way is fine. is. I think you did, but yeah, basically, I'm just doing these like tiny squares and then like a couple of them, I'm just gonna sew them together, like say a large mug rug, arguably. But mostly this is just practice. Because I'm new at this whole thing. So I figured I'd get some practice in on the Frameloom here. You're just gonna be a butt to me. I just want to tie a knot. Is that too much to ask? There it is. Alright, so that side. And then... And I'm still... Yeah. I feel like warping is like the trickiest part of getting started. So that completely makes sense. Like most of everything else is pretty much smooth sailing from there. Alright. So. Alright. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. Okay, that's about my normal. And let's wrap around a bit of this. Arguably, I could have used this as the warp and then woven with this. This has a tiny bit of purple in it, but yeah. Alright. Okay, that's enough. Let's cut this. Oops, my bad. Wrong screen. My mouse touched the thing and switched the scenes. That's fun. Good thing I caught that quickly. Plus the fact that OBS is in my face helps. Alright, and stick that in there. And let's get started. Alright. Go this way. I think this time around I might not push it all the way down. I noticed from the times I remember seeing Alley Cat weave, like she usually leaves like a little gap. So I guess for like maybe a little end here, maybe. Alright. Do. But no worries, I figured you wanted to have to do stuff. That is not a problem. I'm not sure if I asked you this, but I think I asked how is your day. If not, how is your day going? Hopefully this Thursday's been treating you well. Alright. Stay. If I had a stick, I would do the thing so I'd be able to pull off part of the stitches. I still need to figure out how to do that too. Trying to leave a little gap down here. I was very maybe find a better place. Yay! My afternoon's work. Oh no! Sorry. I'm guessing you discovered a mistake in there. So that requires much frogging. I'm sorry. But yeah, I'm glad your mood has improved. That is definitely good to hear. Alright, also... Oh, so this is slightly more green than camera's giving it credit. Arguably, I could just up the saturation. That would have been smart. Properties. Where are we? Configure. Yeah, let's bump up the saturation, because I usually don't leave it that mid-level. Okay, that's slightly better. And then... white balance is like all the way over there. So... somewhere in there. Alright, good enough. Yeah, this is slightly more accurate to what this looks like. Okay, where are we? Yeah, that's a little bit better. Also, I'm not packing this down tightly, so you can definitely still see the little purple peeking through. Need to check that. No worries. I shall be here, because I think I might do a wee bit of overtime. Given I had to go and check on the laundry and all that. Fold it. So, might go over, like, say, another 10-15 minutes. I still have to put the laundry away and such, so definitely gonna need some time to do that. I'm keeping my eye out on the sides here to make sure I'm not tugging too hard. Do-do-do-do. Alright. Yeah. This is not a color combination I'd put together, but I kinda like it. Also, I cannot believe it's almost 4 already. Where's the afternoon gone? I earlier checked my watch and I was like, oh, it's 3:30. How did that happen? I thought I had slightly more time than that. But evidently not. Okay, why are we not? I think that's be a little bit more level. Okay, that's not fully level. That's fine. Welcome back. Which, hold on. I've not been using this today. Because I have GiftBot on. Let's see.
Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out.
Oh, but the picture's not there. But given I accidentally closed this thing, that might be why. The main part's there, but the GIF isn't. That's interesting. Because I'd accidentally closed the streamer. Well, closed dashboard and pretty much all the internet, so that might be why. Let's see. It's still active, it's just, let's see. Yeah, I have a couple of GiftBot commands. There we go. I thought so. I might have missed it. But I didn't see it up, so. Yeah, that's one of my favorites. In part because that Welcome Back Carter theme song is constantly in my head. I have not watched that show in a stupid long time. Although, obviously didn't see it while it was live and airing. But I definitely watched reruns of it. I think back when I get so fair, you put in work and it's like you have to take it out again. I understand the feeling. But getting to start again with a clean slate is also good, arguably. Yeah. having to frog when you've made progress is one of those things that's mildly grating. But it works out in the end. Once it's, yeah. Alright. Wow, I'm almost done with what I have here on the thing here. I just realized this kind of makes me think of Halloween in colors. The purple and the green like this, although not particularly these shades of purple and green, but purple and green as a combination of colors definitely makes me think Halloween. Which this also makes me realize I do not have any blue in the way of hand-spun anything. And I'm pretty sure none of the sleuth I have really has any blue currently, so that is something I might grab down the line, maybe later on in the year. Who knows? Okay, come on. You can do it. Alright, I think next row 2, or after the next row or 2, I'll need to get the wooden needle. Yeah, I see it starting to cinch in a little bit. I didn't. Yeah. Yeah, I hadn't flipped it over. I'm trying to avoid pulling too hard. And alright. Where did I put it? I swear I had it sitting here, unless I moved it. Where's the wooden needle? Dude, where'd you go? Why? Yeah, I must have moved it somewhere else. Whatever. Do this. I swore I left it sitting here, but it could be buried under the laundry, which is why I can't find it. Alright. Probably not gonna change colors, I think. What are we? Okay, so about a little under 10 minutes. Just gonna add more of that green color back onto the shuttle. Is this? No. Alright, so let's add more of you to this thing. Four. Probably not even going to need all of this, but it does help to have at least a little bit in the way of ends so I don't have to worry about the hen stitch afterwards. Alright, so let's pull this about here. Pull that off there. Then, oh, let's squish that down a little bit more. And then go from there. And then leave a little bit. You can leave that in there as well. Did I even? No, I did not drink any water post break. Whoop. Now. Just want to make sure I closed all the windows I didn't need open. We're actually pretty close to being done. Somewhat. That is wrong. I'm not front. Oh! Oh no! Furniture, no! I'm guessing we're looking over the instructions. But arguably it's not a mistake, it's, you know, a design feature. They're your own unique mittens. Just one of a kind. But that is a pain, you frog, and then it's like, welp. Turns out everything's wrong. Oh man. What the? I didn't mean to. Yeah, I was like that and then that. I was like, that works anyway. Arts are appreciated. Okay. I was like, wait. Yeah. Oh wow, that's a gap right there. Yeah, it's gonna start getting tight to fit this in here soon enough. Which I figured as much. But given we're in the last couple of minutes anyway, that's perfectly fine. Oop. Come on. I don't know why, but it's usually so satisfying to squish down the yarn. Don't know why, but I just find it very, very satisfying. Come on. There it is. Arguably for this, I could probably use a thinner one of these, but this works well enough. Alright, and squish. I swear, I literally could just sit down here all afternoon and just do this, but I probably shouldn't. Let's see. Oh, it's starting to over here maybe mildly pull in, but Nothing terribly severe. Probably not well, yeah. You can kind of see it even on camera. Mildly pulling in, but I'd say this is better than the last one in that regard. So yay. Come on. You can do it. Nope, don't do that. Alright, so I think I'm gonna pause here with this. Once we got through a good chunk of the square. And also, is this thing taking log of any of the host? I highly doubt it. Yeah, it's not taking log of any of the hosts, which I am not surprised. Ever. Twitch v Birkin. But yeah, hi, I have a face. Ta-da! Thank you guys for hanging out with me while I played around with this. I'm literally gonna have to scroll through chat. Liz, Chatty, thank you for the hosts. Did I miss anyone else? I can't tell because the bot's not keeping track because Twitch apparently broke stuff because, of course, Twitch did. And it's not like I can check Streamlabs because it's not keeping the log of it. So, anybody who I missed with the host, I very much appreciate you. And also, Lisa Mo76, which, am I saying your name correctly? Thank you for that follow. I'll be back again on Saturday, planning to be. Not sure what I'll do then. Likely we'll craft something. But I think we have a good group of people to go and host somebody at least. So I'm gonna go check around on the Twitch page here, see who we can go host. But I hope you had a good time hanging out watching me do the thing, figuring out what the heck I'm doing, and going from there. Alright, any crafty people? Okay, Torno Soul's on. Anybody else? KB Fiber's on. Lumi Celine's on. There it is. I think she might just be getting started or something. I don't see a good chunk of people hanging out in there. So, Lumi Celine does cross stitch, which that is not something in my wheelhouse, but I like to watch and look at, and it's very interesting. Sometimes she plays games too, but typically cross stitch is her craft choice. So, given this as a host, I'm gonna do the host command here. So in case the host doesn't take you long because Twitch is weird, you'll be able to have the link there. Let's see. Come on. There it is. That took a second. Thank you guys for hanging out. I appreciate you guys. Again, should be back here on Saturday if I'm not feeling like garbage. So I will see you guys then. I'm gonna put the end thing here for just a second.